So Apple not so long ago came out with a new thing called liquid glass, and yeah, the design community went completely wild on Twitter. Everyone was talking about it. Some said it's bad, some said it's great, but everyone was asking for a framer recreation, and I haven't really seen any good one yet. So in this video, you're gonna see basically, I think, the first proper liquid glass component for a framer that you can use also on your website for completely free. So yeah, my name is Nandi, this is Framer University, and let's get started. So this is going to be a pretty quick video because it's really easy to use this. All you have to do is to just go to the Framer University website and go to the resources section, and you're going to find liquid glass right here. You can copy the component with this little button on the top right, and then in Framer you'll be able to just paste it in with Command and V, and basically that's it. And once you have this on your canvas, the way it works is that it's just a simple like frame or element that you can put anywhere. So as you can see now, I just pasted it here, and it's kind of like filling up the entire hero, which is not really great. But yeah, you can resize it, and you can have it anywhere. So basically, if you have a button and you want to have a button that looks like liquid glass, the thing that you have to do is you have to place this element in the background of your button. So for example, you can see that we have a button here. It's literally just a frame with the text within, and what we have to do is we have to paste the liquid glass within, and then we can set it to absolute position, and we can pin it to all the sides, so it's nicely filling up the available space inside of the button, and that's basically it. You can then add like a grab effect or like a drag effect to the element to like play around with it. You can do it on the right panel. On effects, and as you can see, I can just drag this button around and it has this really cool effect. And as you can see, like you can have it over any background. For example, now we have this little image in the background, and it's just crazy how it has this really cool distortion effect as we are hovering over or moving this over specific elements or images. So yeah, I think it looks really nice, and it's a pretty accurate recreation. You can, if you select the element on the right panel, you're going to find a bunch of properties. This is not exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see a few presets. Maybe I can show it to you. So it's right here. This is what you're going to see, preset. And basically this preset will give you what we're seeing right here. The preset that I think looks the best and the closest to the original liquid glass, but you can also switch it to custom and fully customize it to make sure that it looks like something that you actually need. So yeah, basically that's about liquid glass. One thing to note is that it will not work in Safari. So if you publish this website and you try opening it Safari, let me show you what will happen. So as you can see, this is what we're gonna see in Safari. So yeah, it's not really liquid, and it's not really glass. It's quite like funny that Safari is created by Apple and they don't support the specific features in their browser what we would need for creating this effect. So yeah, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. So yeah, in Safari these things don't work, because essentially what we're using here is like SVG filters and stuff, and yeah, those things are not really working in Safari. And in some other browsers too, but I'm not even gonna mention them because I don't know who uses Mozilla or stuff like that, but maybe it works in there. I don't know. What I know is it works in Chrome and like in most browsers that like people use. But yeah, Safari is an exception. So yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, one more thing to note is that it's quite heavy on performance, so make sure not to overuse it. These calculations that the browser and the computer has to make in order to like distort the background in such way that can kill your computer if you have a bunch of these on your page. So yeah, maybe do not overuse it. But yeah, hopefully you're gonna have fun with it. I don't know, create cool stuff with it and stuff like that. So yeah, basically that's it for this video. I know it was pretty short, but hopefully it will help you, I don't know, create cool stuff. And yeah, make sure to also check out Framer University for other cool components just like this, or other resources, you know, free stuff that helps you learn Framer or create cool websites with Framer. So yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure to like it, write a comment, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.